Lori, can I suggest something? Lori, can I suggest something? Why don't you come read upstairs so when the Zoom comes on, you'll be there and I will let you know. No, come now. You said you do whatever I wanted. It's on. I have the computer on. I just found it. So I'm asking you to come up so that when it tunes in, when she starts talking, you'll be there. No, it said 1:45 they're starting.
Bill.
Hi, Diane.
How are you?
I'm okay.
I like your hair.
Oh, yes, it's my wife says I look like my dog.
I think you look like Albert Einstein.
Thank you.
And maybe you look like your dog, but I'm going to go with Albert Einstein.
Okay. It's a little, I don't know what to do. I can't even figure out how to fake cutting this. I have no idea how to cut hair like mine. Even though I've watched people do it my whole life, I don't know what they do.
Well, when you're ready, we have
Yes.
a community member who's actually been my friend, has done my hair for the last like 25 years.
Uh-huh.
And she has a studio in her backyard. And it's one chair. So it's just her and just you. And she cleans and she's masked and everything. So when you feel ready,
Hmm.
she's awesome and she's lovely and she's like the best person in the world. So when we got ours done, I don't know, it was back in May, like when things first lit up a little bit, right? Everyone's like, okay, we're opening a little bit, and we went. But we went, we were the first appointment of the day, and all four of us went. I said to her, it's bonus, you don't have to clean in between us. Boom, 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 boom. Just her in her backyard, big opening, so lots of fresh air. When you're ready.
So do you wear a mask or just she wears the mask?
No, you both wear.
See, I don't know how, I can't even imagine, with all this,
You know, I don't. I'm trying to remember if at some point she had us like hold it like this. I'm trying to remember if at some point when she went,
uh,
she may have. I can't remember if at some point she said, "All right, just hold it there," and we did that. But anyway, I figure of all the places to get your hair cut in the world, that's probably as good as it's going to possibly get.
hmm,
Because there's no 6 feet apart. It's just literally you
okay.
and no one else there.
Well, that's good to know.
And maybe her dog will walk in.
Yes.
But that is about it. But I like it. I think you look awesome this way. I think you should keep.
Oh, this is sort of returning to my quote unquote roots.
Right.
This was my teenage, it's kind of, I always said, well, if I wasn't working, I could just, really let it go.
Here you are.
So.
This is the moment. This is the moment that you can do that.
Oh, Deborah's here.
Hi, good morning, Deborah.
I'm going to get a chair.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning.
I told Diane that you thought that my hair looks like our dog, Charlie.
Yes.
I said I thought he looks like Albert Einstein. I kind of like it.
I like it too.
Well, it could end up being like this for a while. And on these Zoom things, at some point, it will fill the whole screen. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my. Mine came out better today after I slept on it, which doesn't usually happen.
Uh-huh.
With curly fuzzy hair, but I woke up and I was like, hey, wait. I must have slept on it at the right angles. It just smushed it down enough that it looked like I had a haircut.
Yeah, well, you can do that by just wetting it, and then you think, hey, this is fine.
That's right.
It'll last that way for a half an hour, and then,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially if there's any curl at all, right? If we have any fuzz or curl at all.
Right.
Can't fake it.
No.
Not at all.
See, with Deborah's, you could just sort of chop it off,
Right.
I mean, that isn't how they do it, but, Well, you could just sort of go, you could, I don't know, I wouldn't,
Straight across.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that, but you could, but this, I don't know.
My daughter once, she's always had long hair, and we've always encouraged her, like, oh, why don't you get a little shorter? It'll be easier to deal with. She used to get a lot of knots and things. But now that she's going to college, and as of today, she's still going, at least for the fall semester, and then probably home for the spring, she wants to get a really short haircut. And I said, okay, but know that that needs maintenance. If you get a really short haircut, it needs maintenance. Right now, it's just sort of straight across. And then it
Yes.
grow in. If you get a short haircut, those have to be done like every 4 to 6 weeks.
It's really amazing, all the things that we all did, but I did, when you pay people to do things for you, and I haven't been doing them, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I washed my car last week for the first time, and it turned out pretty well, and it didn't take that long. And it's just, yeah.
That's how I felt about cleaning the house. And then I got very cranky about it. In the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. And it looked great. And I was like, it doesn't take that long. And then at some point, I was like, I have so much work to do. And I'm scrubbing. Now I'm
Yeah,
getting.
no, I draw the line there. Yes. Yeah.
Good morning. Well, you're just muted because people are muted as they enter, but you can unmute yourself if you want to. It's still connecting, it says. It says it's connecting to audio. There you go. Now if you unmute, we'll be able to hear you. So we're going to do a grand experiment this morning, which is I'm going to attempt to stream this service to our website. This is my pre-Holy Days experimentation when the stakes are lower.
Okay.
Make it all coordinate. So in a moment, I will disappear to just go do all the clicking that I have to do to try. Because someone brought up to me, and it actually makes sense, who likes to come on, but he said he feels weird leaving his thing off, which of course he can if he wants to be private. Just leave his camera off and his volume off and be able to be alone. But he said it feels strange because when you go to synagogue, you don't see each other's face. You see the back of their head. And he said we should all put a picture of the back of our heads as our Zoom image, and then it'll feel like you're really there. Because you're looking at the back of everyone's head. But that for him, like, he wants to have a moment like within himself. So that's why I figured I'm going to try the stream. So that way, if you want to come and see each other and engage here, you can. And if you prefer just to go on the Cool Shul website and be able to watch it there, that you can do that and know that we're not staring at him or anyone else. So what's interesting about that is I don't know who's on there. So
Well, that's like sitting in the back row.
it's like, well, some people want to come and greet and schmooze. And some people just want to sit in the back row, do their thing, and get out, and that's okay. It's everyone's choice. Walter, are we waiting for Joan as well, or is she sneaking on the website, or is she getting her hand dealt with, or what's going on? Oh wait, you're muted. So can I unmute you? Oh, and we lost him. No, who did we lose? We lost somebody. Oh, we lost Bill. No, Bill's there. Who did we lose? Someone disappeared.
No, I'm here.
Oh, the Zaligs disappeared. Well, hopefully they'll come back. All right, so I'm going to stop my video and mute myself. I haven't actually left. I'm just going to go tinker with YouTube, and I will be right back.
Is it hot?
It's warm.
Hey, John, we're on. You like my coffee cup?
That's great. It's very friendly.
Yes, we love owls. Send any over if you have any.
Was that a pair of mugs?
No, just one.
Oh, one. Oh, because, yeah.
No. How are you guys doing?
We're fine. I mean,
Hang in there.
basically, you know,
Yeah? Hi, Mary. Mary is not responding yet.
She's
Yes, I am. Here I am. Good morning. Good morning.
hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Hey guys.
No problem.
Nice to see faces.
I'm spotlighting myself just so that on the website they're looking more at me. But if you'd rather them look at all of you, I can unspotlight.
I wouldn't have put makeup on if I'd known you were going to do that.
Well, but it's not on Facebook. So Mary, this is our experiment for today. Is instead of putting all of this on Facebook, where maybe people don't want to be, it's just being streamed to our website, which I just checked, and it appears to be working.
Oh, good.
Only 3 hours of banging my head into a computer and trying to figure out how to do this, and it worked.
I bet you're awake now.
Well, yesterday, Andy comes out, what's going on? I was like, it's been 3 hours of technical stuff. And then I realized I was pushing the wrong button the whole time.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to get it. You know,
Yes, you will.
these
no
things take time.
Right.
I told them, Mary, this is the maiden voyage to see if we can stream to the website for High Holy Days. And then we can
Oh,
put a video later on Facebook, but then it allows everyone to be on here and not feel like they're being put on social media.
that's great.
And then we can always later edit this little video and put it on to Facebook and say, if you missed it, you'll see it. But now that I'm spotlit, the only thing on the video will be me.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So that's how we're trying to roll with this thing. And we'll see
Okay.
if it works.
Ellen texted this morning that she would be on, except that she has to take her son back to the doctor. So I'm supposed to let you know that.
Oh, Ellen Shavelson?
Prince.
Oh, Prince. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I'm sure. I'm sure they have to go to the doctor. I'm sure that's so. But good morning, everyone. Hi,
Good
Len.
morning.
Hi, Phyllis. Good to see you.
That's why I can't see, huh?
You can,
There.
if you want to, you can scroll through and you'll see all of the images. And I can take myself off of Spotlight for a moment if you want to say hi. But other than that, like I said, this way it's my mug that's being videotaped eventually to put on Facebook. But like I said, for now, we're only streaming to the website. And that way, if you want to have more privacy, you will not be put on social media. And Jeremy, I see your chat. Hi, Jeremy. It's great to see you. I'm glad you're here. I saw you were here last time too. Jeremy's one of hi, Jeremy.
There he is.
And
Hi.
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 An old friend I've known basically since he was born.
Wow. That's a while, huh?
It's a while. Great to see you, Jeremy. I'm glad you're here because I know you love to sing. All right, so I will mute you all, which I hate doing because it feels like I'm putting tape over everyone's mouths. But I will mute everyone for now so that we can start the service without you having, everyone mask up, cover your mouths. And then I will unmute at the end so that everyone can talk in a little bit. And I'm just gonna double check that our stream is working. And it is, I'm so excited. So we're gonna start with just a Shabbat Shalom Umvarach. Oh, you may see that I'm in my new home office that's actually in the corner of my bedroom. And my husband, who was going to do everything with me this morning, realized he's on the board of directors of our kids' school that he had a mandatory meeting this morning. And he did not know. So I'm on my own, but we'll be all right. We're going to do it okay without Andy today. So just a Shabbat Shalom U'Varach, wishing everyone a peaceful, complete, and blessed Shabbat. And let me know if there's anything wrong with the sound. Since I'm in a different room, it's going to catch everything a little differently than we're used to. Shabbat Shalom U'Mevorach. Shabbat Shalom U'Mevorach. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom umevorach, Shabbat shalom umevorach, 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 Shabbat shalom umevorach, Shabbat shalom umevorach. I haven't played guitar in so long. I've lost my calluses. I better get back to practicing since I always have my piano man now behind me. So I'm going to share some words with you so that way you'll be able to sing along even from home. We're going to do Moda'ani or Moda'ani if you identify as female. Can you all see those words now? Is it working that you can see those? Is it a little small? Here, let me make it a little bigger. How's that? Is that good? Are you able to see it? And so for our Moda'ani, it's something that we theoretically sing or chant or say when we wake up in the morning, maybe even before we get out of bed. Gratitude for our life and our breath. And it means that we are grateful. It's just saying, I am grateful. Ooh. And so this morning I thought we would try to focus on all that morning gratitude part of the Shabbat morning service in a time when I'm sure you're all feeling like I am, which is my gratitude varies from day to day. There are days where I'm feeling very much that I understand that I am one of the lucky ones. As of today, I'm not sick. As of today, none of my family is unwell. The refrigerator is full. I'm still getting to do my job that I love, and my kids, theoretically, one's going to college, theoretically, in a couple of weeks. The other one is going to be in online school, but we love his school, and I feel so lucky. And then there are other days, like I'm sure you all feel, where I just am so angry about everything going on, and it's very hard to find that center and feel what's still okay, and the fact that everything can get much less okay very quickly. So I might as well sit with this moment and everything that's really okay with this moment, because we never know what's coming in the next moment. And it's just that in this time in history, that's very obvious, where in the past, it would always take us by surprise if there was a big shift. So here we are, our Birchot HaShachar, our morning blessings. For some things big and small. When I do these with my B'nai Mitzvah students, we often talk about the tradition of doing 100 blessings per day, to which they always go, oh my gosh. And I always tell them, well, imagine your day. If you actually did 100 blessings per day over every food, over seeing something beautiful, over every activity, like it makes you pause. Maybe in some ways you start rattling off blessings without even thinking about it, because you have to do so many. It doesn't mean anything anymore. But theoretically, it's an activity that should create an environment of mindfulness. With everything you do, you stop and have gratitude for what you're about to do. And that way you don't just guzzle the food, which I do, or drink your wine fast, or whatever it is that you take those times. And here it's gratitude for all kinds of things that we take for granted every day. What's so funny is I always tell my students, there's a blessing for doing good work in the community. There's a blessing like for voting. There's a blessing for seeing a rainbow or something of beauty. There's a blessing for when you travel. There's blessing for when you meet someone interesting. Like there's a blessing for everything. And there's a great app, by the way, that has them all. So if you're ever wanting to find one, it's all there. And I always tell them, there's a blessing for going to the bathroom. And they're like, why would anyone do that? And I always tell them, just wait. If someday you're not feeling well so that you can't, and then you can, you're going to say a blessing. Oh, believe me, you will. They can't believe it. So here we are, so our, not that one, but other blessings, gratitude that we think about in the morning. And here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher natan lasech vivihina lehavchin ben yom uvein laila. For awakening, the fact that we're still living beings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam pokeach ivrim. For the ability to see. And as some wise ones have said, it's not just about being able to see, it's about the fact that the ability to see even exists. And perhaps if you can't see, maybe it's a different kind of seeing. Maybe it's an internal seeing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam matir asurim. The ability to stretch, to move your body, to have enough freedom to move around, which is interesting these days when we're moving around a lot less, or at least we should be moving around a lot less, but at least we can still take our walks. At least we can still stretch, do some yoga, move our bodies because we can. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam zokev kifufim. Gratitude for rising up to this new day. And maybe for some of us when we weren't sure if this day was going to be okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam roka ha'aretz al hamayim. Gratitude for this earth that we have to stand on. And may it stay healthy enough that we can keep standing on it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam hamechin mitzadei gaver. Gratitude for that gift of motion, for being able to put one foot in front of the other. And again, maybe that's more spiritual than physical sometimes for some of us, but putting one foot in front of the other doesn't necessarily have to do with our actual feet. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim. Gratitude for the clothes that are still on our bodies, and that for probably everyone here, we are not afraid of not being able to afford the clothes on our backs. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanotein la ya'ef koach. And gratitude for a renewed enthusiasm for life. I'm feeling this one big time. I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit later. Some strength after feeling really weary and done, and that moment when you have that renewed enthusiasm to keep going. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir sheina me'enai, utnuma me'afapai. Gratitude for reawakening, that our eyes opened, and that we are here together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani bat chorin. And gratitude for the fact that for today we are still free to be who we are, and pray as we pray, and at least in California, to love who we love, and be free to truly be who we are. And so Elohai continues that morning gratitude, focusing on this soul that is traditionally thought of as being made of breath. Interesting in this time when there's so much focus on breathing, breath. Who's breathing? Where are they breathing? How much are they breathing? Are they breathing with a mask on? Are they breathing in my neighborhood? Are they breathing standing in front of my house? All of the things that we're thinking about breath right now and what comes out of us. And Elohai is gratitude for the fact that that soul or that breath is pure. And so may we return to a time when we think of our breath as just being a pure innocence within us. And maybe remember to, when it's safe, take a breath to get into a few of those lovely smells that are out there in our world. I know in my neighborhood, which I share with Walt and Joan, whenever my mother comes to visit me from Philadelphia, she says, "Do you know how great your neighborhood smells?" And it's not something I ever think about, but I guess a lot of people keep their gardens very lovely. There are a lot of flowers. It smells pretty good in Sunset Park. And with the mask, obviously, we miss that much. And so I will often find when there's a moment and I'm by myself and I look around and there's no one that I could infect or get infected from, I remove it and smell a flower and put it back on so I can remind myself about this purity of breath and how lovely it is to smell nature around me. And yes, maybe it's taken away a whole bunch, but man, I really, really enjoy it then when I choose those moments to breathe in the world around me. So our Elohai, I talked a lot, but you know, here we go. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. 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 Elohai neshama shenatata biteorai. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehora tehorai. And I found this beautiful poem. I steal so much from this rabbi, Rachel Barenblatt. If I ever meet her in person, I'm going to have to tell her how often I borrow her poetry. She's a lovely renewalist rabbi, and she has just gorgeous, gorgeous writings for all kinds of things. At the Holy Days, if you tons of I put tons of things to our prayer book. And so this is her Yotzer Or. This is gratitude for light and the forming of day and the coming of day. And Yotzer Or is gratitude for creation and the fact that every day is a new creation. Every day is a new opportunity to create. So this is her Yotzer Or. Beloved, you are good and you wield goodness in shaping creation. And every single day, in your goodness and with your goodness, you make us new with all created things. You make me new. I cling to yesterday. Who would I be without the sorrows that have worn grooves into my back? But that's my own smallness. You've made me new, formed me for this new day, a sapling unbowed. The knot in my stomach, the knot in my throat, you untie them. Can I sit with you for even a few minutes before I tangle myself again? And it spoke to me so much as I was looking through what to do this morning with you. And the knot in the throat and the knot in the stomach and the tanglement is what I think we're all feeling every day, almost all day. And it's so hard to untangle. And as someone who has a very difficult time myself thinking of God in a traditional kind of you kind of way rather than a more ethereal, everywhere kind of way, it really spoke to me to be able to sort of sit in a moment, whether that's with God or whether that's with yourself or however you can find that space, and untangle. And it's so hard to untangle. And maybe being on Zoom together is a way for a few moments to untangle. And what happened, I can say for me this week, is I've realized how fearful I've been. I mean, we all are, but literally like fearful of just someone walking down the street and fearful of the packages that come in through the door, fearful of groceries, fearful of stores, and with good reason, meaning I'm not making all of this stuff up, right? So much fear of having to go to the DMV, fear that I have to bring my son to the allergist, but we have to go because it's a whole thing. And everything comes with fear and gloves and hand sanitizer and masks and maybe shields. Like everything is so tangled, just like she said in her poem, everything is so tangled up. But I'm finding it's like stealing my soul, right? That neshama that we talked about, that pure breath, it's like taking it from me, that I'm not able to find a center and enjoy the things that I can still enjoy. And the other day I took my son to the beach because he has this group of 3 friends, 4 of them, and he hasn't been with all of them since school ended, and that was last March. He's seen them a little bit here and there in the park, but they haven't been together. And one of the moms, who's a nurse and keeps assuring me what's fine, sets up a play date for them at the beach. So they all go to the beach, and I end up having to leave to go teach, and he stays. And sitting there for a moment and chatting, and again, breathing in the ocean air and feeling summer and watching the kids play, it was like I realized I had to let go of some of that fear. We have to all find that balance between safety and sanity for ourselves right now. And I could see in my son's face how much he's been suffering for 5 months, not being able to be with this crew of people. And I realized that we all have to make our own decisions about what chances we're willing to take. And for him, outside at the beach, which is probably one of the safest places you can be on a weekday when it wasn't crowded, and yet I was so stressed out and leaving him hand sanitizer and wipes and all of this stuff to protect himself, that I had to let go And I have to be able, we all have to be able to say, like, this is the day we were given. This is a day that was formed. This is the day for a new creation. What am I doing with what I have today? And if I don't, it's a very missed opportunity. And then I miss these opportunities to help keep my family not just healthy, but also mentally healthy. And I think that's why that spoke to me so much about being entangled and finding a moment to untangle before we go tangle ourselves again. And not, we won't judge ourselves when we retangle, because it's going to happen. But to find these small moments, whether it's on Zoom or it's 4 kids getting to play on the beach for a while, not exactly as socially distant as I would have liked, but I have to let go. Have to let go and be as safe as possible without losing our souls. And that's what I feel. I feel like the losing of the soul. And so with that, let's do our Shema, which is that central prayer where we center ourselves and we meditate and we feel how connected we are. We listen to each other. We listen to ourselves. We try to hear small sounds. We try to hear big sounds. We try to receive the messages we're receiving from within us, from outside of us, and reconnect with ourselves, reconnect with each other. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Oh, hear this, Yisrael. Oh, hear this, humankind. Adonai is in all of us, and we're all called one, and we're all called one. And we'll do a Via Hafta together with our Shema. After that centering, we try to figure out how to share love and centeredness and listening and with the rest of the world. Let me share my screen so you can see it. Here we go. Via Hafta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו להם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני Elohechem. And so let's go straight from that into a healing chant. Let's do an Elna Refanala together. And if you would like to put in the chant someone in the chat, not the chant, the chat, someone that you're thinking about who's unwell or who's suffering in any way, you can do that, or you could unmute yourself as well if you want to and say a name. We can also begin singing and give you a chance to add those names as you think about anyone who may be suffering or unwell in any way. So far at Shul, we've had 3 families that have had COVID in the house. Not that everyone got it, but that had COVID in the house. And luckily, they have all recovered. So we are very lucky in that way. But you may be thinking about people who are unwell in any kind of way, suffering with emotion, suffering with physical ailments, suffering because of just loneliness or financially, anyone that we want to think about. Like I said, you can feel free to put it in the chat, or I'll give you a moment in a second to unmute and you can say it yourself. So I see that we have Barbara Siegel listed. I'm going to add my son, who actually feels fine, but has to go through a lot of tests right now, and he is not going to be a happy kiddo, so I'm thinking about him. Does anyone want to share anyone else in the chat, or unmute yourself if you like and say someone?
Linda Simon.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. And so we're going to actually wrap up our morning together. And so we will share, as we always do at the end of all gatherings, happy or sad or neutral, that we always do Kaddish together. And we always remember that it is really a testament of faith. I don't know if you ever actually look at the English and see what it is that we're saying. We all say it, and it creates this, like, it elicits this feeling within us because we've said the word so many times. Whether it's remembering being in community, or it's remembering those we lost, or remembering times that we were in funerals or memorial gatherings together. But we very rarely look at the English and just think about what the English is saying. And it's all just praise and faith and in a less literal way, the commitment to putting that one foot in front of the other and carrying on with life in the times when it's most difficult. My understanding is that this all began because it used to be said at the end of someone's course of study, and that then when a student or teacher passed away, it was officially the end of their study. And then it became something that we said for everyone. So it's just always interesting to reflect that as we say these words, and we always say them so slowly and with so much weight in them because we're thinking of those we've lost, but that the words we're saying is about majesty and greatness and adoring and lauding and singing and blessing. And so we'll try to keep that in our mind as we say Kaddish together. And of course, as always, if you'd like to unmute and say someone that you're thinking about right now or put them in the chat, that is great if you choose to do that. And again, as always, traditionally, it's if someone died at this time of year, another time, or if they died within the past year. And sometimes you just want to say their name, even if it's not time. So if anyone would like to do that now, this is the time.
Bob Norvell.
Of course. I want to give you a hug. I have to go like
Thank you. I'll take it.
if I put my arm out and you put your arm out.
Okay.
Anyone?
Done.
I think you're muted, Bill. Let me see if I can unmute you. You know, Bill, for some reason I can't seem to unmute you. I think you have to do it, or you could put it in the chat and I'll say it if you prefer. Still learning about technology. It doesn't always work the way we think it is going to. Got it. Thank you. We have, okay, Bert Raymond. Thank you, Walt. And again, Bill, if you want to type it in, that's okay if it's not working for us to hear you for some reason. Theoretically, I should be able to unmute you, but I can't. It's telling me that I can't do it.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Coleman.
Paul Coleman, thank you. And we have Amram Katz. Hi, Michael. Okay, and so let's do our Kaddish together. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabba v'alma divrach yirutei yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei chol beit Yisrael v'agala u'bizman parich v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'miran b'yama v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. I realize I need a different book. I haven't played this Oseh Shalom almost ever because Andy's always here to do it. So now I have to go find it. Okay, I have it now. Oseh shalom, shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imeru amen, ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom, shalom bimromav. Hu Shabbat Shalom, everyone. If you want to unmute, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to unhighlight myself that way. If you want to chat with each other, take yourself off mute. I can even make breakout rooms. If any of you wanted to catch up with each other, I can set up breakout rooms if you want to, and you can go have a chat in the room next door, the virtual room next door, or you can just say hello to each other here.
Shabbat Shalom, Diane.
Hi, Michael.
Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
I was
Shabbat shalom, Michael.
Oh,
Michael, I thought you might go to the stream. It was working out. Did it work?
No,
Yeah. What?
I'll have to go check it.
To go to the stream? No, I don't do Facebook.
It's not. It's now on our. It's now on actually on our webpage.
Oh, that I did not know. Yeah, I could check it out on the webpage. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to
This is
stream to our.
dandy. I'm
Well.
getting used to this